Yeah, my great uncle, his name is Matthew Dick. He's a Wenatchee. He came down here to fish, and originally, our fishing rights was not honored, by the United States government. And 2010 or so, he came down here and won some legal battles. Ended up going to court three times, and finally on the third time, he was able to get the original fishing rights back to the original people of this land, is the Wenatchis. And my great grandfather, his name is John Harmelt. He's the last chief of the Wenatchis, and this is the area where our people lived for thousands of years. In 1855, there was a treaty with the United States government where they established under Article 10 of that treaty where they'd establish our reservation. The reservation would be our original homelands, and this is it. And this is an icicle. And though that treaty, it wasn't, honored by the United States government. And in the, the coming years, my great grandfather John Harmel, he, continued to live on this land. And when he lived on this land, he thought with a good heart and a good mind that that treaty was honored by the United States government. But as soon as the population started growing in this area, railroads started getting built, and the President of the United States sent some agents up here to speak with John Harmel. So there was two agreements. 1893 agreement. Again, there's an agreement made for a reservation to be placed here. In 1894, another agreement. It was during the winter time, and they came over and spoke with John Harmel, and it was a good meeting. There was an agreement, to establish, the lands, survey the lands. But eventually, the lands were, the stakes are pulled out, the survey wasn't done, and they moved the original lands up from this area. So the 1855 Treaty Article 10 is it's a legal contract between the Wenatchis and the United States government. There's some research done by some historians, through some higher educational institutes in Washington State, and they collaborated with Matthew Dick and our family in producing awareness, through a documentary. This documentary, it is called False Promises. Under False Promises, it lays out, the spirit of the Wenatchee people, and at the same time, rallying around support from government officials, other tribal nations to step up and, provide us our opportunity to come back to our original homelands. Inside those original homelands, there's a certain spirit. Our family is from this area, so there's a lot of historical and sacred significance about this area. Even more so now than any time, in the past, because the spirit of the salmon seems to be drawing our people back, and it is a very sacred tool that we're able to use, to connect with our Creator. Inside of connecting with our Creator, we have the opportunity to pray. And once we pray and have that relationship to the land and to this river and to these trees here, the breath of the earth will begin to enter into us, and we'll get our spirit back. And inside of that, we are able to sing songs in prayer in a good way. So, every time we come down here, we honor that historical relationship with our great ancestors. So, my reason for talking to you on this day is to bring awareness to the Wenatchee reservation that is located here, at Icicle. And so I'm gonna make a statement. I'm gonna ask, the President of the United States, Barack Obama, and the Governor of Washington, and congressmen and government officials of Washington State to create an executive order where we can get our reservation back to the Wenatchis under the 1855 treaty. So, with that said, my people, even for generations to come, they'll have the opportunity to explore some of their gifts that the Creator has, and it's rooted inside of this land. Once we're able to really excel or accept and provide those gifts to other people, then begin to heal ourselves as human beings, and at the same time begin to teach these original teachings to our children yet to come.